In this video, we've got another 100 plus kill game on Al-Marj Conquest with my hated, but everyone else's loved, ZK-383 SMG, what I class also as the most overpowered gun in the game. And this is going to follow on from my previous video, which was the second episode in my Analyzing Subscriber Gameplay series, where we looked at Helios's gameplay on Al-Marj Conquest as well, also using a ZK. So I was very lucky to go in and finally find a 5 flag rotation Al-Marj game. It's so frustrating that the map 90% of the time is 4 flags, and when that happens I don't even bother playing because there's no possibility of a 100 game in the 4 flag version. But of course I did finally manage to find another 5 flag version and get that 100 kill game. So stick around in this video because there's going to be loads of tips and advice building on what I said in Helios's video. So all the things I point out there might be some good examples in this video, and I'll also talk through everything I'm doing, how I'm finding the kills. And around about the 3-minute mark, there's like a full 3-minute power position, perfect example, where it's just kill after kill after kill using a power position of that house that's over there on the left. So do stick around at least to the 3-minute mark of the video so you can see that. But getting straight into this video, you can see here the first mistake I maybe kind of make is I push back here towards C flag rather than going to D flag. However, I know that the enemies, which are going to be wanting to respawn quickly and capture C flag before it's taken and before they can't spawn on it anymore, are going to spawn all the way down over the edge here. I've got the perfect head glitch on the sandbags. They're going to be spawning, look, completely out in the open with no cover, so I knew it would be a few extra free potential kills. So I am now finally going to push back towards D flag where I wanted to go in the first place, and you're going to see here a perfect example of not being over aggressive, but being able to, play defensive in a way, but the ability to move away from the large group of enemies so that you can create a distance between you and those enemies, which allows me to take on a large group of enemies on my own. Of course, I have got teammates pushing with me, but they are going to be killed off in just a few moments' time. I don't want to push around this corner here on the left, using the grenade there to give myself time to reload and stop the enemies pushing. Which is where I now identify all my teammates are dead. You can see all the icons there, and all these enemies, 4 or 5 enemies, can push around the corner at any time. So I need to drop back. I still haven't got enough distance, so I'm going to use the smoke here to cover myself pushing back to this car, which allows me now to have a bit more time to give another surprise attack on them because they think I'm one in that corner there over on the left. Also distance to get to better cover, as well as distance to be able to have time to reload and take on that larger group of enemies, which, as you can see here, was very successful. I took out that group of 4 or 5 enemies there, pretty much by myself. So finally pushing around here then and getting killed. I'm playing on 55 FOV, so that visual recoil is massive, and it does get me killed there. But in the next clip now, which is going to be here, we've got a full 3-minute clip. This is the perfect example of holding a power position. The main power position, which you'll know I've talked about, being this house, because you can just, you've got all the flags within equal distance around it, and there's loads of perfect amounts of cover, and so it's just, you've got high ground here as well along the wall, so it's just absolutely perfect. So you can see me here in this 3-minute clip simply patrolling this house as the main power position and taking on as many enemies as I can, which are going to be spawning, as you can see here, on D flag. They probably won't spawn on E flag and run across, but that is a path which they will come past this house, and they haven't got C yet. So this is the main position here. Enemies are going to be constantly spawning on D. I've got the high ground and I can take them out as they run straight through the middle of the map. So you can see the enemies are starting to take C. I'm only pushing over here slightly because there was 1 or 2 kills here to get. But you can see then I am going to push back towards the power position of the house rather than pushing C flag, because C flag is being lost. So what are my teammates going to do? They're going to see the flag is being lost. They're going to push towards the flag, as well as my closest teammate's flag is B flag. So all my team are going to be spawning on B and pushing towards C. I'm going to be fighting all my teammates for kills on C flag. So I might as well stay on the power position of the house. But more so as well, if the enemies do capture C flag, they will then push through the middle of the map, which is going to come past the power position of the house, and again it's just more free kills. So I'm staying within an equal distance of D flag and C flag just to enable myself to see the most amount of enemies in the time which I'm playing. And look, you can see here, I've got perfect cover. The enemies are finding it really hard to be accurate and hit just my head, whereas I've got high ground and I can see their full entire body to just get easy kills. So now I've pushed off of the power position of the house and I'm moving forward a bit more onto D flag, simply because you can see we've now got C flag, and look how many teammates are pushing up towards the house now, and they're going to be pushing towards D flag as well. And so I want to push forward to try and reach the enemies before my teammates do, so I can, you know, get those kills. So D flag, of course, is empty, and so I'm now going to think about pushing towards E flag. But you can see they have got C flag, which they are capturing, as well as A, in which case they're going to be going towards B. So the situation which could be within 60 seconds time is that they've got A, B, and C. I don't want to be pushing towards E flag. And this short clip here simply shows my thinking. Look, I'm going to be starting to go towards E flag, but look, all my teammates are going there. I'm going to be fighting for kills with my teammates to get them into a spawn trap, which we don't want, because we don't want the game to end early. And so I'm going to be pushing back towards A, and as you can see there, as soon as I turn around, they start to capture B. So I push back towards B flag now, using the second main power position in this map of this small little hut or house here, which is directly in between B and C flag. And this route here, again, is one of the main hotspot routes. So again, loads of enemies are going to be coming through here. As well as here, you're seeing also, like I did at the start of the video, not being afraid to push away from a large group of enemies. They've just captured A and B. This is the main hotspot where enemies are going to be pushing through the map. And you can see exactly how many enemies are pushing me here. But I'm not being afraid to move away to be able to take on those large groups of enemies. And you can see how many kills I get, how I'm able to stay alive. The only reason I pretty much die here is because there's still 5 or 6 enemies constantly reviving each other, which I don't mind, because it's extra free kills if they keep getting revived and the tickets aren't getting drained. But I ran out of ammo and I have to switch to my pistol, which again is good for 1v1s, but I can't take on 6 or 7 enemies with it. But again, I got like 10, 15 kills there just from being able to, you know, not to be aggressive and to push away. Now here we have an example of just me placing smoke down towards the area of threat to be able to go for a revive, rather than throwing the smoke on my teammate, which is then obviously everyone's going to just shoot to the center of the smoke to kill me while reviving, and I don't know where I am once I come off of the smoke. I could run out into enemies without knowing. Fortunately, I don't get the revive there because they left the game, which is unfortunate. But yeah, you can see I threw the smoke off to the area of the stairs, which is where the enemies would have pushed up to come and get me. Now the enemies have got B, C, and D. Look at the map in the bottom left. Where is the power position of the house placed? Smack bang in the middle of all 3 of those flags which the enemies have got, which is why I've decided to rotate again back towards this house, you know, because all the enemies are going to be flowing in and around this main power position. As it's now getting a little bit quiet and my teammates are finally capturing D flag, it's now time to push towards C flag. And you can see at the end of the clip, I never really go all the way onto C flag because it's such an open flag with not a lot of cover that you can waste time, 1, running onto C flag, but 2, also have a much higher chance of getting killed there. So realistically, whenever the enemies are getting C, I'm going to stay in this main passageway here, and this is as far as I'll go onto C flag. I'll just, because it gives you, look, leaning around that corner there, I've got height advantage, and I can see the majority of the flag. You know, I've got low FOV, I can see enemies at distance. I know I'm good at long distance. There's no need to run all the way onto the flag and have a higher chance of dying and, you know, there being minimal cover and wasting time running onto the flag. So there's just no point. And then, yeah, final clip here, or final clip or 2 of the video. Climbing up here into this little glitch spot. Got the V1 down. Bad accuracy, but pick up loads of kills there, which helps push me way above the 100 kill game. And yeah, so I hope this video has been very, very useful for you. A perfect example of advice to build on from my previous video. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week, next Monday, with the next subscriber analysis video. So yeah, I can get my words out. But yeah, hope you enjoyed, smash the like, and see you on the next one.